My name is Dwayne Lightfoot. If you don't know me, I'm a YouTube content creator, senior network engineer, and I've been in IT for about, 16, 17 years or something like that. I'm an Air Force veteran, and my goal right now here on YouTube is to help as many people as possible, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, change their lives in information technology. There's many opportunities here in this networking and IT industry, and I just want to supply the resources that I know of, the things that I've learned in my career, and just give you the tips and all the good stuff to help you get to where you want to be. Now, today, what we're going to talk about is the power of LinkedIn. I don't know if you all have a LinkedIn account, but if not, I really think you should think about getting one, especially if you're already on social media. I'm going to give you one reason why I think you should build a LinkedIn account and use it appropriately. The first reason, and the number one reason, is because it builds an online profile for you that's a career professional profile. And what I mean by this is when you apply for jobs, they're automatically looking you up, checking on your background, seeing who you are. And if all they see is your Facebook posts in the club, or you out at the beach, or wherever you are, whatever you do just in your personal life, they don't really have much to go on to say, hey, this person is good at what they do and all that good stuff. So when you build a LinkedIn profile, it puts a professional representation of who you are. And then along with that, when you build your network, it says, okay, this person is professional. This person has done A, B, and C. And these people here can validate what this person has done. And so the more you build, the more you connect on LinkedIn, the bigger your profile and your online presence is when you're looking for a job, which ultimately can help you. I mean, I could tell you right now how it's helped me just firsthand. I built my LinkedIn profile, which I said I would never do. I'm not really a big social media person, but I think I created my LinkedIn back in like 2015 or 16. And after having it, starting my YouTube channel and just connecting with people, putting on encouraging information, sharing what I'm doing, the next thing you know, I'm getting flown out to California to interview for one of the top companies in the IT industry, and ultimately landing a job offer just from LinkedIn. Isn't from nothing else. This is just from LinkedIn. So in my opinion, having a LinkedIn profile can do nothing but help you, especially if you're on social media. Like, I don't really like Facebook, nothing against Facebook, but I'm all about putting my best foot forward and putting the best representation of myself out there. And I'm going to share you some instances of how it's helped other people as well, along with giving you some tips and tricks on how you can improve your LinkedIn profile. But let me get some shout outs and get to some questions before we keep going. Master IT, what's popping, family? Yeah, my LinkedIn is my username, which is Dwayne Lightfoot. Guys, new to IT, good for those looking at PR experience. Okay, what? I need certs and experience. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you can get certs and experience. Shout out to you, what is it, Eon 01? Yeah, I have 10 years of experience, and I've had many interviews from LinkedIn. 10 years of experience, right there, he's telling you, Eon, or she's telling you that they had 10 years of experience and had many interviews just from LinkedIn. It's a great network to put yourself out there, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. CC Bennett, love your tweets. Thank you. I hope they help you. Okay, so I'm going to share with you something real quick to get this thing kind of started about LinkedIn and the power of LinkedIn. So Keith Hargrove hit me up back on April 18th, right? And he said, Dwayne, I'm looking for an entry-level network job in Atlanta. I have zero experience, but I have technical cert home lab and will be finishing my degree this year. Any help or advice is greatly appreciated. Thanks. Now, I don't live in Atlanta. I know some people in Atlanta, but I really can't do anything for a person that's in Atlanta because I don't have connections like that to say, hey, contact this recruiter or contact this hiring manager or this person worked at this company. I don't have those type of connections. So the best thing I can do for you is pray for you and then, create a post for you on LinkedIn. And that's just what I did. So on LinkedIn, I ended up creating a post for Keith. And the post went like this. I said, hey, LinkedIn family, Keith Hargrove, CCNA, has his CCNA and he's seeking an amazing opportunity in the Atlanta area. There's a catch. He has no experience. This is where I need everyone's help. We all started somewhere. He just needs one opportunity to show his skills and kickstart his career. If you can connect with him to help him in any way, please do. Thank you, team. Lab every day. And so immediately people start commenting and sharing the post and all of that good stuff. And then so after that, I'm like, man, okay, I really hope this works out for Keith. And so Keith hit me up, was like, Dewan, today I received the offer to be a network operations center engineer. This is my first IT role. If you recall, you posted about me looking for an IT role, and I can say that it worked. One of the guys in your network reached out to me where I was introduced to another friend, to then I was introduced to his friend, which you get the picture. Just the network of networks is how Keith got his foot in the door in information technology from the power of LinkedIn. And he's not the only one I've seen that happen for or help help get a job that way. So what I'm telling you is that putting a professional profile on LinkedIn, sharing what you desire, connecting with people, asking, reaching out to hiring managers, reaching out to recruiters, reaching out to mentors like myself and my boy Dwayne and Zach and many others that are out here helping. It's amazing. It like it leaves me speechless to see how people use LinkedIn to change their lives. Like, it's a blessing to have a platform like that. And I'm going to show you some tips, tricks to build up your profile and build connections. And we'll talk about that here in a minute, but I'm going to do some more shout outs. And while I'm doing these shout outs, what are your thoughts on using LinkedIn and has it worked for you? What are your thoughts on this? All right. Easier to look for internal recruiters. Internal recruiters, yeah, they're good too, but there's a lot of jobs that get posted through other recruiting agencies. I mean, I'm not going to limit my job search to internal, external. I'm going to get it however I can get it. You know what I mean? William, landing my current role from LinkedIn. It's a great platform for professional networking and opportunities. Keyword professional. Keep it professional. I need a network lab and a Linux lab. Been using Packet Tracer. You need a network lab and a Linux lab. I don't know. Get your switch, a Raspberry Pi, use your computer. There's your network lab right there. And get your router. And honestly, just get a Raspberry Pi. You can learn Linux, or get your virtual device. Like, you can use, what is it called? Oracle. I forget what it's called. It's Oracle. I never use it. I don't even like it. I like VMware. VMware Player. You can build a virtual Linux on your device, which is type 2 hypervisor. Do it that way. Same. I recommend starting off with a recruiter. I just finished internship. Dope. Congratulations to you, CC. Joe P. I gotta get a profile picture, but the problem is I can't afford a suit. Hey Joe, what size you wear? Joe can't afford a suit. Anybody got an extra suit? If you're a big guy, I got an extra black suit. But you got to be a real big dude. If you're a little guy, it ain't gonna fit you. You're gonna look like a clown in this suit. Roy Matos, shooting tie. Shooting tie, you do. Shoot a button up, a do. It ain't got to be nothing too professional. Just use what you got. You know what I mean? And then when you can afford a suit, get a suit. 10-year service desk. Counting my blessings. I know a lot of people struggling. Facts, a lot of people struggling. LinkedIn helped me get a 20K raise. Man, look at that. What's up, network? Bruh. Hey, everybody, check out Tony E and check out Network Bruh. They're moderators in the chat, and they both put out some great information. Tony E is working on CCIE, and Network Bruh is working on this CCNP. He puts out a lot of tutorials to walk you through the exam topics of the CCNP. So if you're working on that, check out Network Bruh. And regardless, go follow both of them anyway, because they both are really helpful to the Lab Everyday community and just to people in general. William Murray. Yeah, VirtualBox. That's the name of it. No, yeah, I don't like VirtualBox. Thanks, Tony. He said, I just found out a Raspberry Pi. I grabbed one. Yeah, Raspberry Pi is everything. Cool. I'm not a big dude. I'm 5'10", 180. Yeah, this suit ain't going to, you going to fall. This suit going to go right on you and slip down to your knees. All right, Antonio's doing good. He's doing well. I talked to him the other day. All right, so let me go over some tips and tricks on LinkedIn to help you build your profile on things that you should really have set up to just have your LinkedIn profile on point, because it's very important to not only present yourself well online by the things you post, the things you share, the things you like, but as well having the right information on your LinkedIn profile to say, hey, I'm looking for a job, or here's the skills that I have, and this is what I can offer to your company. So let me show you that real quick. Okay, so here's my LinkedIn profile. It's Dwan Lightfoot. The first thing I want to say about my LinkedIn profile is this. When you look at your LinkedIn profile here, that should have your name. You should have your name. A lot of times people just have numbers or whatnot, but you should have your name in your LinkedIn profile. First name, last name, and then that way when people Google search you, it'll have the right link. And you can edit that in your settings. You can find it. Actually, I think there's a more or edit. Yeah, so here's the profile URL. This is what you want. You want that to say your name right there. You want that to say your name. Be sure that you find and edit this to make sure that your LinkedIn profile reads your name, not numbers, not nothing else. Make sure you have that looking as professional as possible. All right, next thing we want to talk about when it comes to your LinkedIn profile is this here, your title. If you're a senior network engineer, network technician, if you're seeking opportunities, make sure you have this filled in. You don't necessarily have to make it public, but you want to have this filled in so recruiters know who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff. And so another key point that I want to talk about on LinkedIn before we even keep going. LinkedIn does like a rating of how your profile should look. The way you want your profile set up should be all-star. In the beginning, I forget the levels of it, but it's not all-star when you first build your profile. And you build it up by adding your about, by adding your job, your title, by changing your URL, by adding your experience, by adding your education, your license, your skills, your interests. And the more you build to your LinkedIn profile, then it will go to the all-star ranking. And this is what you want. You want an all-star ranking here on LinkedIn. That's very important. If you don't have that, make sure you get the information that you want in there. Now, if you don't want all your information public, then you can make a lot of it private by going into the privacy settings of your LinkedIn profile. So we talked about your title here, your URL, we talked about that. But then another thing we want to talk about is your about. So if we go down to here, the about, that's basically going to say who you are and what you do. And so I keep mine very general, and all I put in there is pretty much, my job titles, and it needs to be updated. I'm going to be honest. I haven't updated this in, years. And the technology that I've worked on, I put all that in there with specialties, and I just keep it real general to give recruiters and hiring managers an idea of what I'm about. So fill that out, get that done. And actually, this part right here is called your headline. So right there, so update your headline. The next thing you want to do is your experience. You can put this in here as resume format. You can put it in here as basically bullet format. However you want to put it in there. Just have your resume experience in here to say, hey, here's who I am, here's what I've done, here's where I work. All of that here on LinkedIn. And then your education. Where'd you go to school? What was your degree? Do you have a degree? Is it in process? Put that in there. And then all of your certifications, put those in there as well. Next, we're going to have skills. So you can add skills to say, hey, I've done networking, I've done system administration, Active Directory, and then people can go in and say, yes, he has. And so they'll like your skills and give you recommendations as well. And it's okay to ask people to endorse you. feel free. If you want to endorse me, if I helped you, endorse me. And if you feel like you want an endorsement from me and I know I can validate your skills, I'll do the same for you. If you need a recommendation and you help me in some type of way or someone has helped you, give them a recommendation because you're helping someone else build their profile and you never know, they'll return the same favor. So that's important. But yes, the ultimate point that I want to stress here is that you want your profile to be an all-star. So let me get to some back to the chat real quick. Cool. All right. What's up, y'all? How's everything going in the chat? What's going on? Cool. Recruitment this season come RBC calls. Oh my God. All right. What's up, Dale? What's good, family? He said, always put your LinkedIn page on the application when you apply. That helps you land an interview. Okay, that's cool. I didn't really know that. Yeah, I didn't put my LinkedIn profile on there. I figured hiring manager was going to look for it anyway. You know what I mean? So, but that's a new one. That may work. If y'all try that, let me know. Let me see. Juan Williams, what's good? So, what are your thoughts on LinkedIn? Has it been helpful for you? Are you utilizing LinkedIn? Have you upgraded your profile to the all-star status? Are you connecting with people? And I think that's the next thing I want to talk about before we keep going. What's up, Tiffany? Thanks for tuning in. All right. So we talked about how to build your profile and the things you should put on in your profile. Now let's talk about building your network. Now, there's many different approaches to this. In my opinion, I'm not about connecting with everybody on LinkedIn. I'm just being totally transparent. I would rather have a strong group of people that really know me well and going to really speak the truth about my skills and who I am than a whole bunch of people that don't know me and say, like, if I'm connected with, 10, 20,000 people. Like, that's cool. Hopefully the information that I'm sharing is helpful. But when it comes to LinkedIn, it's all about your network, and people are using your network to either get to you or get to someone in your network. So for me, it's all about people that I really genuinely have relationships with. And so if I connect with you on LinkedIn, I would really like to have a conversation or not even a conversation, but just to know who you are, what you do, and then maybe I can help you in some type of way. Because that's what LinkedIn is about. You can build connections and anything on Facebook. You know what I mean? But when it comes to me, in my opinion, when it comes to LinkedIn, I like to use it in a professional manner with genuine relationships. What are your thoughts on this? Thanks, guys. Dale says, more endorsements also helps for recruiters and hiring manager. Okay, that's what's up. What do you do with no experience, but you have some IT background? With no experience in IT background on your LinkedIn profile, to be honest with you, you're going to have to get some type of experience. Now, that if you have some type of IT background, put that on your about. Put that in your about, and then on your jobs, find some transferable skills to put in your previous jobs. Because a lot of times you do spreadsheets, you manage projects, and all types of things in jobs in the past that kind of are transferable to IT. So find some type of way to relate it to IT. And if you need help, post questions on LinkedIn. That's what I'm talking about of using LinkedIn. Post a question on LinkedIn. You never know who's going to help you. There's so many helpful people on LinkedIn. Yeah, Dre Mack, what's popping? Hey man, it's getting dark in here. I'm sitting by the window. Hold up. Cool. There we go. Lights, camera, action. All right, let me get to one of these questions real quick. William Murray says, what are your thoughts on linking your resume on your profile? I have an AWS S3 object to link to my resume. What are your thoughts? I mean, if that's what you want to do, I think when it comes to your resume, you can reserve that for when you ask for it. You know what I mean? But you can actually just put your experience and put your resume there. A lot of people do that. So that way when you apply for jobs using LinkedIn, you can just apply with your LinkedIn profile. But then that gives employers access to your LinkedIn profile. So if that's the case, you got to watch what you're sharing, what you're posting, and all that good stuff on LinkedIn. Because if you're applying for jobs with your LinkedIn profile, that gives them access to see everything that you do on LinkedIn. And if you don't want them to see that, apply with your resume rather than LinkedIn. Yes, Tony E. He said, I believe the same, Dewan. I have like 500 in the queue, mostly from overseas. I believe if you surround yourself with people better than yourself, it will help you be better. Yeah, I mean, I'm of the same. But at the same time, if everybody surrounded themselves with people that's better than them, then what about the people that, that's trying to, what about you? Because if it's like nobody's going to connect with you if you're always trying to connect with people that's better than you. You know what I mean? I think it's a healthy balance, in my opinion. A healthy balance of relationships. Like, you're going to give and then you're going to take. Give and take. It's kind of, you got to pour into someone else's cup. Someone pours into your cup. Someone's cup is low. You pour into their cup. That's how relationships are built. Actually, in the description of this video, I have a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Great book. If you have not read it, it gives you a genuine approach to building friends and relationships when it comes to receiving gifts and giving gifts. When somebody does something for you, how you should repay them, even if it's just with a kind thank you. Because a lot of people don't even say thank you. They take what they want or what they need or whatever, and then they keep it moving. We got to make sure we paying it back forward or paying it forward or something, But Tony, I know you do that. You know what I mean? You give all the time, bro. Trying to get foot in the door. Robert W., what's happening? He says, what if you think you may look, if you look too old? Robert W.'s question is, what if you think you look too old? Man, shave. If you think you look too, put a filter on your picture. I mean, to be honest with you, it's not about your age. You just have to be confident. I'm putting out a video next week about a network engineer I worked with that was 19 years old and had his CCNA. He was 19 years old, network engineer, supporting 3,000 sites at 19 years old, level 2 network engineer. It's not about your age. It's about, can you do the job? And ultimately, it's not even really about, can you do the job? A lot of times people get jobs off of relationships, off of who they know. So that's what I mean about LinkedIn. You never know who's going to give you a chance. Just put yourself out there. Have faith. And if it's really what you want to do and is meant for you, your opportunity is going to come. That's what I truly believe. Long as you put in the work to prepare for it when it get here. I like the lab setup too. Oh, y'all like the lab setup? I'm going to do a tour video here pretty soon. But yeah, the lab is on deck. Yo, that's my Azure data center. All right, let me see. Hey, if there's any veterans on this live stream, I have a link in the description for a free LinkedIn premium account for veterans. It's in the description of this video. The thing about LinkedIn and having a premium account, when you're applying for jobs, you can actually see where you rank. And let me show you that real quick. Let me find some jobs real quick. I'm gonna show you this real quick and so you can see what I mean. I gotta find enough people on it though. Let me find one in Kansas City. So with a LinkedIn premium account, all All right, so check this out. With a LinkedIn Premium account, when you're actually applying for jobs, it actually tells you exactly what you rank amongst everybody else. Now, you want to be in like the top 10%. So when you're applying for jobs, it'll tell you, this is a premium account, as you can see. It tells you exactly where you align with everyone else that applied. So of the 71 people that applied, I'm in the top 10%. I'm lacking in Linux on my skills, OSPF, BGP, and C language. But either way, I got 6 of the top 10 skills. But then it goes even deeper than that. It lets you know who's all applied. So 5% of the people that applied have had associate degree. 75% of the people that's applied for this job have a master's degree. Do you see what I'm talking about? That's crazy. Man, look. Oh my goodness. I got an associate's degree, but having a LinkedIn Premium account can give you a real edge to let you know what skills you actually need and where you align with maybe getting a call back from that company. So if you look at these jobs, like this is the architect position. I doubt I'm in the top 10%. But then it's only 4 applicants. You got to have like at least 10 applicants in order to see that ranking. These is early, so let's find one. All right, so I'm in the top 25% of 10 applicants for this one. And it's looking for VLAN, PowerPoint, network design, OSPF, and BGP. And 50% have a master's degree, 40% have a bachelor's degree. So if you're a veteran, like I said, there's a link in the description to help you get a LinkedIn Premium account. It's good for a year. You can use that to your advantage when you're applying for jobs. And if you have a business, it gives you a leverage as well when you're trying to connect with those stakeholders to get that bid or whatever that you're seeking in the business world as well. Let me get back to these comments. Dre Mack, he said, what I do, I really appreciate you, bro, and what you're doing. Hey, fam, thank you. I appreciate you. Eric Sanders. Roy Matos, easiest way to join the military and getting a clearance. Man, that's really not that easy. I mean, it is, but I don't know if you watched my the CCNA Changed My Life video. You know, when I got out the military, I had tech experience and a clearance. But I got on in 2007. And if you know anything about 2007, if you were in the tech industry, it was a weird time. You know, my skills were basically system administration, but at that time, VMware was coming out. So everything was getting virtualized. But not only was it getting virtualized, a lot of jobs were outsourcing. Like everything was going overseas. And so when I look at 2019 and where networking and the IT industry is right now, it's similar to that time frame where everything is just in this topsy-turvy type, we don't know where we're headed. You know what I mean? But the thing is, there's no shortage of jobs right now. Like the job demand is crazy. I mean, I don't know how many of you are looking for a job, but jobs are widely available. Now, when they're looking for the skill set, yes, it's hard to get a job in that sense, but there are a lot of job postings out there that need to be filled. And not only in security, but in all fields. So if you really build your skill set and really stand out, you are going to be in a great position in 2020, which is going to be a crazy year. And I'll probably make a video to talk about 2020 because I really think it's going to be nuts. I mean, not only is it election year, but 5G wireless is going to be nuts. Bitcoin is going to be nuts with blockchain technology. It's going to be a nuts year. Like everything's changing. Everything. Her claims, please be careful and carefully filter all the information you share. Yeah, hey, you gotta filter your information. You don't want to put everything out there. Don't like if you work on certain technologies that are classified, don't put them on your resume. Find a way to find a way to make those transferable to your resume, but don't put that on your resume. Age limit. Let me catch some more of these real quick. All right, Ernest, he said, the wine has poured a lot in my cup. That's the reason I've never said no to anyone that hits me up. I make sure that I write back and help in whichever way I can. Facts, man. Ernest, man, you doing your thing, man. I'm proud of you, bro. Keep going. Justin Miller, what's happening? He scheduled that Network Plus for September 8th. It's going down. It's going down. Hey, you got this, Justin. Oni G, what's happening? He said, with love from Nigeria. Great content. Thanks. Hey, I'm glad to help you, family. He says, Almighty Beck Beach. Jobs is out there. Jobs is out there, yo. It may take you a minute to find one, but you just got to keep networking and keep improving yourself. You're going to find it. He says, same, you got to live in the DMV. DMV is popping. If you're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, it is popping. There's Amazon's about to go out there. Like, it's, oh my goodness. If I could move to the DMV, it'd be crazy. Looks like great topic. That's a great topic. At K, video topic. KH. Did I miss it? He said at KH. Network, bruh. Did I miss it? Felix, he said, where do you see cybersecurity going? Where do I see cybersecurity going? Man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because if you ask anybody, it's just going to keep getting larger, and it is. It's going to get way larger. I think if you're looking to get into cybersecurity, like, do it as fast as possible, because even though it's getting larger and it's hard to find a job, if you can get in now, man, when it really blows up, you're going to have the skill set and experience just to make a crazy amount of money. Like, for real, in my opinion. That's in my opinion. That may not happen, and money ain't everything, but the money in cybersecurity, hey, from what I hear, is pretty good. Tony E, he says, KH, man, Dewan, if possible, can you do a day in the life of a network engineer? A day in the life of a network engineer. Yeah, so yesterday I did a video on what is a network engineer. A day in the life of a network engineer. That video, I could do that. But every network engineer's day in the life is different. It's not the same. Yeah, I could do that. I think I might try and do that. I think it'll be pretty cool. What y'all think? What y'all think if I did the day in the life of a network engineer? What's y'all thoughts on that? What's up, James? What's poppin', family? All right, let me see. Hey, what's up? Thaco? I think your name Thaco was popping. Eric Sanders says, can you talk a bit on why you chose Azure over AWS? So recently I got my Azure, my Azure certification, foundation certification. My job sent me to a class. That's basically why I ended up going with Azure over AWS. I'll probably get over to AWS as well, but for most of my career, I've been a Microsoft guy. So for me, transitioning to Azure from Windows Server it only makes sense to do that first. And then from there, I'll go on to AWS because, trust me, AWS is where it's at. But at the same time, Microsoft ain't no slouch. You know what I mean? So if you can get the foundation certification and get an understanding of both, you win it. Hey, thanks. Thaco, he said, yes, money is everything on the investor side of IT. Interesting. From a business standpoint, money is everything. And if you ever worked in a software company that actually creates software or some type of product company that's IT driven, yeah, it's all about that profit. It's a totally different animal when you work in an environment where your work is actually like a managed service company. Your work is directly related to the profits that a company gains. So, yeah, money is everything on that side. I agree, family. So, indeed, how's life? Cool. Let me see. Almighty Beast. Would it be cool to see? Okay, cool. Hey, all right. So a day in the life of a network engineer. I'll try and make it happen, y'all. Please do. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll do my best to make it happen. All right. I seen Dre Mac. I seen D1 August 31st. Hey, you got this, Dre Mac. You got this, family. Robert W. He says, would you never know unless you had to talk to him? Yo, chat. I guess that was a conversation. Tony E said, I love hiring people who have been through help desk and are trying to make a move upward into a full. Hey, the help desk is a grind. It's a grind. You know, it's crazy because a lot of times, you know what? Let's start over. If you are on the help desk, I think one certification that you should get, and it doesn't expire, is the ITIL certification. For several reasons. In any type of service desk environment, oftentimes they want the ITIL certification. So if you are on the help desk, it will really do you a service in your career to go ahead and spend $150 or whatever on the ITIL certification that's going to last you forever. Because even as a network engineer, having that certification has been a requirement that I was able to meet when I apply for jobs through HR. You know what I mean? So the ITIL certification is, in my opinion, a great certification. Now, working on the help desk gets a bad rap because a lot of times you're on the phone all day or it's boring. You don't feel like you're really doing anything of value. It's not improving your resume. That's what a lot of people think. It's a waste of time for some people, in their opinion. But in my opinion, I look at it differently. To build the foundation of your skill set and of your character, the help desk is a great way to do that. Because working on the help desk, you work from everybody from, let's say, tier one support when it comes to, if you work in a call center, people, techs that are in a call center, you support them, to management, to execs, you support all levels of people. And so being on the help desk, in my opinion, you build relationships and learn how to communicate with people. And if you're on the phone, you learn how to troubleshoot by verbally troubleshoot. And that's, as a network engineer, that's something you really have to be able to do, to be able to troubleshoot with someone that has no idea what a switch is or what a router is. So if you can learn that basic troubleshooting over the phone or whatever, or through email chat, that will help you in your career. So you may not like the help desk, but use that time to build the foundations of your character, the foundations of your skill set and your relationships. Because you never know, that exec that you help while you're on the help desk that always called you, you never know how they'll help you get to where you want to be. Or they may leave the company and have some type of network engineer position open, and they know how you work and they know how dedicated you are, so they call you up and see if you need a job. I have nothing against the help desk. Get it in. Get your certifications. Enjoy that time. What's up, William Murray? Hey, thanks, fam. He said, off-topic question. Do you have any concerns about the changes Cisco is making to their certification in the years following their certification migration? Following. Concerns about the changes Cisco is making for their certification in the years following their certification migration. Hey, can you be a little more specific? When you say years following, are you saying like once it's been in place for a couple of years, like how it's going to affect the industry? Is that your question? I want to make sure that I answer, specifically on how you're asking. Let me see. Help desk is the trenches, bro. Help desk is the trenches, man. Hey, man, but if you're trying to really make it, you're going to have to get in them trenches. It ain't going to be easy out here. Impact cat guy. Help desk is grind for real. Facts. Exactly. Okay, so William's asking, what do I think of the certifications, Cisco's changes to certifications a few years down the line? I think it's going to be interesting. For one, the CCNA. Man, if I could have told enough people, which I don't even feel like I did, on how the CCNA had the best return on investment ROI in IT right now. Like, there's no certification that compares, maybe the Security Plus, when it comes to getting into IT and being able to have that to be the only certification that you need. A few years down the line, that's probably not going to be the case. Cisco with the one CCNA is making it more of a foundational cert. So it's going to be more in line with like an associate's degree rather than a bachelor's degree. So I can see maybe HR saying 1 year experience in a CCNA, 3 years of experience in a CCNP, or 5 years of experience in a CCNP, rather than 3 years of experience or a CCNA. That could really change. So if that happens, you're going to really have to make sure that you're getting the right skills that are going to have a lasting impact on your career. So what I mean by that is getting your CCNA and then finding out what you want to do and getting really deep into that technology and learning some automation and just doing your best to improve your skill set daily. Because for one, as a network engineer, somebody posted on my What is a Network Engineer, and I said in the video that I don't try to be the smartest person in the room. And then somebody said that the network engineer is usually the smartest person in the room. And then I thought about it. I thought long and hard about that. Like, it really made me think, and I'm like, damn, that's kind of right. And the reason why I say that, like, we're not the smartest, like, we don't know the most, but we have to understand the most about the applications in the network and this, what's going on the infrastructure. We have to know the most. Like, a system engineer just needs to know Linux and what they do. They don't really need to know what's going on outside of what they do. Somebody that works in Azure, they just understand Azure. Somebody that works in AWS just understand AWS. Somebody that works on web development just understands web development. But a network engineer, if the system engineer has an issue, you got to be able to troubleshoot that Linux node or that database and ask them, okay, what applications are you running? What TCP ports are you utilizing? Any UDP ports? What's the flow of the communication? Like, as a network engineer, you have to understand all of that. And then you have to work with all of the product owners to find a resolution for whatever technology that they're trying to implement. So does the network engineer have to be the smartest person in the room? No, but we have to have the most vast understanding of the organization, probably compared to anybody in the organization, in my opinion. So I know we went way over here, but to be honest with you, I think the long-term effect will cause people to really be more focused on their network engineer skill set in the long term, I believe, the way Cisco's designed it now. Day in the life. Hey, thanks, network, bruh. Man, this day in the life of a network engineer. I'm going to have to really map that out. I mean, because I want to make sure that I give it, I don't know, I overthink stuff sometimes. So I may just need to keep it simple. We'll see. Hey, what are y'all thoughts on that? What are y'all thoughts on the changes Cisco is making to the certifications and the long-term effects? Put them in the chat so that way when people look at this down the line or later on, they can have an understanding. Let me see. It's Friday night, y'all. Don't forget, do y'all timesheets. Do your timesheet. Hey, that's funny, Tony. How much harder do you think the IE will be now? I don't know if the IE will necessarily be harder. I think it'll just be a lot more you have to do in that small amount of time. I think that's what it's going to be because, again, as a network engineer, you got to know pretty much everything. So for them making more of an infrastructure certification makes a lot of sense because as an IE, just route switch, that's kind of a thing of a past. You got to know a lot more than that. So it makes sense for them to make it a more in-depth, more broad certification. Revenge of the Nerd. What's up, Ken? What's popping? It's been a heavy talk about Cisco and our knock. Facts. Everybody's talking about Cisco right now. It's a beautiful thing for people to be motivated and worried about their careers. That's a beautiful thing because a lot of people get stagnant. You can't get stagnant. You got to constantly stay learning. So I think it's good to shake up the industry. I think it's a good thing. The CCNP will be really strong now. Hey, what's up, Wendell? Hey, man, you be giving a lot of good advice, man. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you, fam. Keep it techie. What's up, bro? Nice live. Hey, thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. All right, so Thaco said, never be the smartest. Never be the smartest. Being the smartest is for the employee. Rich or wealthy people will learn to build teams to solve problems. Facts. I like the way Thaco thinks. I like the way you think, family. Hey, what's good, Caesar? What's popping? Let me see. Anthony. My man, Anthony. Yo, we need to talk, man, because I want to talk to you about the containers. He says, hey, Dewan, could you speak on your perspective regarding how individuals could receive endorsements more easily? Okay, so initially in this live stream, we talked about building your LinkedIn profile and building your connections and how to utilize LinkedIn for your career. Now, when it comes to endorsements, so you have endorsements and you have skills. Let's say early on in your career, especially if you work in a help desk and people start finding out that you work on computers and you do all these cool stuff in IT, a lot of times they'll ask you to fix their computer, right? And you may make it your side hustle. Well, you could charge them $25, $50, $75, and that's cool. What about flipping that and having them give you a LinkedIn recommendation? Let's say you're in class, if you're a student, and your instructor, you're really helpful in class, and you got a great relationship with everyone in class. What about asking them to give you an endorsement for your skills that you've been talking about in class? Or asking your instructor to give you a recommendation on your LinkedIn profile? What about in the workplace? If you're working on that help desk and you're constantly helping people and you're building a good rapport in that organization, what about reaching out to people saying, hey, when they act, you can do it directly, but when they say, hey, if you ever need anything from me, let me know. When they say that, ask. Say, hey, yes, would you mind giving me or do you mind giving me a recommendation on LinkedIn? They write you a recommendation. People love to do that stuff. Or ask them to recommend your skills. Use your relationships in the time that you invest in people to your advantage. Like, be genuine, but at the same time, allow people to help you as well. That's a great way to utilize LinkedIn. And I'm telling you this because it's something I've always thought about doing, but I don't really do it. I was like, you know what? I've helped so many people. I should ask for a LinkedIn recommendation. But hey, I mean, because enough people don't, I think enough people would do it if they were asked. But then there's that, how do you write a recommendation? You can Google it. You know what I mean? And just keep it authentic and keep it simple and spell check it when you do it. So, and if somebody's really helped you and impacted your career, after this live stream, go write them a recommendation. Because you never know, somebody might do the same for you. All right, let me get to some more of these chats real quick. I'm going to get out of here in like 6 minutes. Let's see. Hey, no problem, Wendell. It's an accent that I can agree with you, B. You got to get back. Corey Crawford, I'm really interested in these new DevOps certs. I'm interested in the DevOps certs too. I think not even like the certs, but just the information. Like, I'm all about the information. For me, when it comes to certifications, like, they're cool, but they can be hella stressful. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, I'd rather have the information that I can make applicable to my career. A lot of the fluff, like, it's cool. Like, it's cool to be able to say, hey, what's the administrative distance of IS? Like, who really knows that? Or, like, what's the internal or the external distance of EIGRP? Like, you may have to do that if you redistribute, but if you don't, it can just be useless information. But it's great to have that understanding. But what I'm saying is, like, I would rather go into it and learn as much as I can to be able to apply it to my life. You feel me? Caesar. Just get it. Hey, congrats on that A+ family. Hey, thanks, Caesar. I'm glad you enjoy it, bro. Let me see. Before we get up out of here. Yeah, I appreciate everybody that's giving a super chat. I put a lot of helpful links in the description of this video. If you look at the description, there's some books in there. For those that are veterans and would like a LinkedIn premium account, I put it in the description of this video. A lot of helpful links like I mentioned before. And go back and replay this video and improve your LinkedIn profile and build those genuine connections. And put yourself out there. Share information. If you're looking for a job, let people know. If you don't have a job, let them know what you're looking for. You never know who shares it and connects you with that person that's going to help you get to where you want to be. Tech Mafia. Hey, DeJuan, how difficult is the CompTIA Security Plus? Yo, to me, in my opinion, the CompTIA Security Plus is just practical information when it comes to security. Information that you should always apply in an information technology and environment. And actually, you should apply that information to everything that you're doing in IT, like in your house, everywhere. The Security Plus, in my opinion, is one of those certifications everybody should have because it's always a great certification to have in your back pocket just in case you're looking for a job that requires you to have it, because it's the baseline security certification in the IT industry and in the government as well. And that's not no sponsor, that's a fact. You can ask anybody in the chat and they will tell you the same. You can Google it. I can give you the mandate numbers from the government that says the baseline certification is Security Plus. So if you're applying for government jobs, you should have that certification. Raymond Carter, you need an entry-level job. Well, get that entry-level job, fam. What's stopping you? Let's see. I sent you a connection. Okay, cool, Robert. I'm going to check it out. Play Beezy 205. What's popping? He said the CCNA was hard for me. By the time I made it to CCNA, I was good to go. Boom. There you go. Congrats, family. Anthony says, I know you where to find me. You want to talk more. Hey, I do want to talk more about automation, bro. I'm going to get at you, Anthony. Hey, my LinkedIn is just my name. Just search me on LinkedIn and you'll find me. He said, I agree. Thanks for those Python videos on the website. Hey, you're welcome, fam. Let me see. Networking is work. People forget that. Yo, networking is work, bro. Let me see. Taekwon Gong. What's popping? He says, how can you get out of the help desk into information security, ethical hacking? Yo, I am not an expert on getting into like ethical hacking. I need to find somebody, and I know somebody that does. You know what? I'm going to give you a book. All right. So here's a book right here. And I'm going to put a link in the description of this video when it's live. It's called The Tribe of Hackers. This book is by Marcus J. Carey. Marcus J. Carey. And so the cool thing about this book, he took over, let me see how many people. He took over 60 security professionals. And I'm talking like major people that's in IT security. They all wrote about their careers and experience on information security. He asked them a number of questions about getting in IT security, the pitfalls of IT security, and they all answered in their own way, in their own background. So this book right here has over 60 mentors for you right now if you're looking to get in information security. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm putting it in the chat right now. And y'all can, if y'all do check it out, you know what I mean? It is a affiliate link, but I'm the plug. So if you read the book and you enjoy it, let me know how you feel about it and what you think about it, and I'm gonna pass it along. I may even do like some type of review of the book as well. So Boom. There's a link to the book. The book is dope. So any of you that are looking to get into cybersecurity, this book is where you go, in my opinion. Let me see. Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. Yeah, hey, that's another good point. Before I go, Frankie Paul 06, he said Linux Plus is good too. Yo, if there's one skill set that I say stands out in 2020 and 2019 that I think, besides the Security Plus, is understanding Linux. And I'm not saying like deep diving into Linux, but as a network engineer, if that's your goal, you have to understand a lot of the back end databases and applications and servers that you'll support, nodes, are built off of Linux or some type of Red Hat or some type of Linux, whether it's Oracle, DB, something Linux. And so being able to do TCP dumps, if configs, checking the routing on that Linux node, and understanding that, being able to grep logs, because a lot of your 6log servers are going to be Linux. I think learning Linux is something that a lot of us should think about as well when it comes to all this automation talk, because Linux is one of those skill sets that is mentioned in automation, but I don't think enough people talk about it. So for those of you that are looking for that upper edge, I think understanding some flavor of Linux, command line, not Ubuntu GUI. I'm talking general command line commands, and being able to navigate through Linux and being able to troubleshoot a Linux node to see why it's not on the network is going to be a skill set that's going to help you stand out. I'm going to leave it on that note. Let me know your thoughts on Linux and being a network engineer in the chat. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and maybe we'll do that day in the life of a network engineer thing y'all talking about. Enjoy y'all weekend. Much love. Peace.